Welcome back, everybody. Now we're here. We've got the Connors RSI and the MFI RSI combined. Now we are looking at Paramount. Why would we be looking at Paramount? Well, if you already know, then you know. If you don't know, then let's just check that out. Okay, so Paramount launches tomorrow with their new app or their streaming service, which I think is going to be excellent for them. Now, if we look at this chart, I mean, it seems kind of like they had a bit of an anticipation for this. I mean, but of course, everything kind of crashed there. Hit a nice bottom, comes back up, even to its, previous high, back up here at $13. Now with the streaming service, it will generate a lot more revenue. So I'm going to say this is easily going to be a $20 stock. So that one, potentially could double if you give the price or, of some of those other stocks. So, I mean, we can check up some of the other streaming services. I mean, we know what Netflix, that one's just, there you go, So, and I mean, Zoom, if you know about Zoom, you know about Zoom. But, I mean, Zoom's been taking a beating here lately, too. So, of course, that's not streaming, but it is streaming. Okay, so let's see if, Disney stock, we know that's 100 and, okay, 92, excellent. All right. Let's see, what's another one that we can think of that does streaming? Let's see, Roku. Now, that's another one that's going to be hitting it big. Okay, see, look at the evaluation of Roku. Okay, huge evaluations, all right, for their streaming. I mean, and check this out. All right, you go back 5 years. Look at this. Just back here, and then they get their contracts on televisions and their little boxes, and boom, they blew up. Of course, this was one of your stay-at-home stocks. I'm going to say their true evaluation is probably right around here, the 200, between this $100, $200 area. That's about where Disney is trading at. And Disney, in my opinion, is a little more solid of a company, longer standing, Disney versus, 2002. But anyway, nothing against Roku, just Disney's, got it, got the history, Okay, but still, Roku has the money. So, kind of like, well, we could make a comparison, Hefner to, yeah, anyway. All right, so let's think of another streaming service. Now, let's see, Netflix, Roku, Disney, Disney Plus. Amazon. We know what Amazon trades for, but that's because they're in a totally different type of service there. Okay. Now it seems like if this bubble is popped, it's going to drop, picking back up with this line. So we're going to be looking for a drop into around here, and then the trend back up. Okay. And let's just look up streaming services stock. We'll see which ones there are. I'm sure they can come up with a much bigger list. Okay. Looks like Apple's in there. Let's see what Yahoo has to say about it. Of course, this is back in January. Netflix, Apple, story continues. Okay. Let's see. see, it looks like the Motley Fool has Roku, Disney, Comcast, Netflix, Dish Network. I mean, I use my network streaming on my computer, so the HBO. HBO has never been a stock in its own right. Netflix walked away with take away HBO's. Okay. Hulu. Hulu isn't publicly traded, so there is no Hulu stock symbol. All right. But it looks like Roku, Disney, Comcast, Netflix, and Dish, and those have been the ones I've seen moving here lately. So let's go over and build a streaming watch list. This could be helpful. There we go. Now we've got our streaming watch list. So we'll add some symbols in here. Roku, Disney, Comcast, Netflix, Dish. Oh. We'll have to remove that symbol. Okay. And which one did we miss? Disney, Roku, Netflix. Okay. FLX. Now. Darn it. Okay, remove. NFLX. Excellent. Okay, and PGRE. All right, so look at these evaluations, okay? Then look at this one. This one's launching its streaming service, and I think it's going to see some good movements from that, as long as it launches well. Okay, see we hit a nice little bottom here, all right, and we've got our support through here. So even if we do see pullbacks down to this area first and then on up, getting your orders in somewhere anywhere around this $9 level, $9.50, that's still a nice good sweet spot before it takes off for a run. At least on the daily. Now on the 15-minute, it looks like it's trying to test that level to break through it. So it seems like that could be accurate. We're going to pull back down a little bit and then go for a run. But we are going green. So if we break above, perfect. So we're going to try to prepare ourselves for all of the possible situations that could happen here. All right, and it looks like maybe first thing in the morning we're going to have a breakout. Okay, see we get our Connors RSI that's lit up in cyan here. Now we can go in here to this code and we can change it and make it like pink or something a little bit more vibrant. So let's see if that works. Of course, we don't have to go into the code. We can go in probably right. No, we'll have to go into the code. All right, let's go code changing. All right, and change this from cyan to, any color you can think of, but one that's vibrant. So we'll just go with pink. Okay, and see if that doesn't like it. Okay, it doesn't like pink. Okay, let's see. Purple. There's no purple. I bet it wants the color number. Let's see if I broke it. No, I didn't break it with color.cyan. Okay, so let's look up what all the color dots are. Color and then dot. And then, I don't know. Let's see if there's a yellow Color.yellow. Okay, try it. Okay, well, that's pretty bright. We can see that. So, and it's not that kind of like gaudy blue. All right, perfect. I like it. All right, so first off, it looks like we're trying to collect some shares here, but if we're within this channel here, it's getting rejected, pushed down, bounces here, and just kind of pitter-patters out until it breaks above this 980, which hopefully happens after it goes through its wave here. So let's zoom out. All right, and see, this is the action that we've got going on. Seems fall, fall, bounce, bounce, reject. I mean, it's, here's where your Connors RSI, and it does, I noticed in this Connors RSI, it does have MFI in it, so it does take into consideration the money flow index, okay? And now the bottom is the money flow index and the RSI together, I believe. Let's go through and check that out. Although, yeah, here we go. And it just plots them together as one. And if we just go and get, like, say, the regular RSI or any of the RSIs, we have many. Dynamic RSI, one that shows divergences. But if we just go for, just say, a regular RSI or a rocket RSI, of course, there's a slow one, a stochastic one, SVE. Excellent. So now the rocket RSI, we can see it's at the 10 and 8. So it's a bit of a, I guess you could say you could use it on the lower time frames. Okay, but on the rocket RSI, we got a bounce here, and then price kind of blew up a little bit on you. Okay, we got a bounce here, and price kind of went down on you. Not a great thing. All right, we got a bounce here, and price started trending up again. So we can see how this rocket RSI does react to price action and how it can be useful. So you can use this to build a watch list and say that when it is equal to, or less than negative 2.5, and then greater than 2.5 within 1 bar, so you should be catching it right around here, right after the dip. You should be pretty safe to jump in. Don't quote me on all of that. I would have to maybe build it and test it, but it still looks like we could build something here that is showing, find the dip, all right, and when it does dip and breaks above 0, that is the sign of let's see, a wearing out trend, because it seems like by the time it gets above 0, the trend is over and it's ready to drop. So this rocket RSI is useful, but it's not one you want to use to trade off of. You want to use it to check out momentum. It seems like that's the idea of it. So, and now we'll do another video on this rocket RSI, because on the 1 minute we can pull it back out to the daily, and it might not be so sensitive. It might be less sensitive. See, we get a dip here, and then you get a chance to get in once it breaks above 0. All right, and it looks like we're breaking above 0 here in Paramount. All right, and here was a great buy signal to get in. Even the MFI RSI, realize that. Okay, here was your out signal or your short signal. Okay, you might have bought it back here, okay, and went long. Okay, so now we're probably gonna try and shake off some more of those shorts and then go for a run. But being above the 0 on this rocket RSI, and this is forming a little bit of a pennant here, and these pennants do tend to break out, but it seems like the breakout is possibly going to be to the downside. So that's really what it seems like. I would not be surprised for that, so always prepare for that and hope for the other way. All right. Now it just seems like maybe this is the flat side, but yeah. But I'd like to think that with it having a successful launch day, the stock will go up. So it looks like it's already up 13 cents. And I don't even know what the cap is on that. What is the Paramount market cap? Of course, we want to know float too. All right, let's see. Market cap 2.15 billion. Okay. Dividend yield 2.87. Okay, stock worth a buy Monday. Why Monday? Oh, you mean, yeah, right. Okay. Expect the stock to decrease 5.0. I don't think so. Not if they launch well and they have good content to watch. I don't see that happening. I think that being that's a little foobar. Okay, so let's check out our market watch here and just see what's going on. All right, now Tesla 653. That was hurtful. I'm sure people were hurting on that one. JNUG still dropping, hitting the bottom. Okay. Mara. Okay, still kind of fizzling out here. This is where the line of support is. So let's, expect at least that. A pull to the 28 by 310. And if that happens, then that's finishing out the pennant, and we can look for a breakout to the upside, finally. Okay. And Neo, of course. What's Neo got going on? And possibly even the same thing. Looks like there is a channel that has formed itself right through here, though. So we need to be wary of that. Yeah, there we go. So this is an actual line of resistance here. Okay. Now let's get rid of our level 2. Okay, now we've got our Mfi Rsi back up here. And we could make some watch lists with it based on it crossing 0. Okay, so we are crossing, I suppose, this 50. So, it goes above 50, goes below 50. And that was probably about the best way we could do that. It looks like the RSI down here also goes on that scale. Of course, here for the RSI long term, say on a weekly trend, it breaks above RSI and just finally starts to move. Okay, and I can see why people like the RSI for that purpose. Okay, also the MACD. But using the Mfi Rsi, you can see it's a much smoother action, which is why I prefer that. Okay, and you still get the same results. They're just smoother with less fake outs. All right, so we'll get rid of our RSI because I like the Mfi Rsi, and we'll keep our Rocket RSI on now just for funs. Okay, of course, here's our big dip in April, and then we start to go on up. All right, now, Neo way back here, I mean, if you got it for $1 a share and spent 40, 50, $60,000, now you've become a millionaire by now. And you've sold out or taken some profits. Yeah, I mean that's incredible. You could continue to buy more shares. You could have bought more at $5, $10, $15, $20 and still only have a $7 or $14 cost average. Of course, when you're averaging up, you're also bringing up that support level. So that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to average up into your position. It could be a good thing for the stock too. Okay. So if we want to make a Rocket RSI, say watch list or something, we'll say on the Rocket RSI on the weekly, when something goes above the 0 on the weekly Rocket RSI, we should start paying attention to it. Wouldn't you agree? I would agree. And maybe even on the daily. So that's something we can build into a watch list and say, hey, on the Rocket RSI, it's treading above 0 or heading that way. We need to be watching it. And if it's a popular stock, when we see bounces and moves in the big RSIs, now we can scan for them. Okay. Now, of course, speaking of Rocket RSI, let's go over to RKT. Rocket Companies. Now, what is it that happened in this stock that it blew up, and if you weren't watching, you missed it? Well, look at this. On the Rocket RSI on the 25th, it came above 0, okay? Clear indication of a bullish trend coming, okay? The RSI here started climbing, okay? Now this is on the daily chart. On the daily, you can't not see this. I mean, you have to at least look at the chart, but you can't not see this. All right? And for our Mfi RSI, okay, and we notice that it hits the same kind of like pivot and bottom and starts coming back up. Okay. Obvious trend. So now it's going to form a pennant. Before it breaks out. So now it's going to get squeezed down into here, and then the pressure, when it explodes, will go to the upside. Watch out for this one. It could get you. And we'll check out QuantumScape. Okay, so we got our Rocket RSI. Looks like it is something we can use even on the daily chart for, stocks. We can see when it gets above 0, the trend is strong, okay, or when it bounces. All right, so when this Rocket RSI would have been heading up in the right direction, we would have got a green light here. We would have found a low place to get in. That would have been good. Yeah, I think we can use this for daily scans. Maybe even some shorter time frame scans. Let's see a 15-minute chart here when we get above 0. big yellow bar, it bounces. We see a bounce here. That's good movement. Bounce here. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not the best thing I've seen, but it's not too bad. And I think we can use it. And we can definitely use the Mfi Rsi. Okay, let's get rid of the regular RSI and the rocket RSI. 30 and 70. Okay. And as you can see, QuantumScape is about to come above on the Mfi Rsi. So we can go and pull out our money flow index. Okay. And we can do the crossover, or you could do the oscillator or whatever you want to do. But either way, there was a money flow crossover here and a money flow crossover here. It caught this one. It must have caught, you know, an up one somehow. I don't know why it says that one's up. Okay. And it looks like there is one right here. The little arrow's hiding below the low symbol. So we can see that money is starting to flow back in. And with Tesla. Okay, so once again, the money flow indicator indicated a buy signal, which is why, you know, people were buying Tesla again today. You know, whoever bought it or whatever, I mean, honestly, I would have bought it too if I had the money. You know, if I had the money, I would buy shite loads of it. You know, so I understand buying it every time, you know, it says to buy it. Because, yes, it might get you to average down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, 8, 900 shares or 1,000 shares, 1,000 shares. I mean, the 1,100. I mean, what if you'd have taken 500 on each one of those? Okay, so, you know, but when it finally hit its top and it started making you average, you know, into your position, you know, double down into it. You know, here you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you were going on that. If you were going on PPS buy signals, then it got you a couple more times too. So, whew, ouch. You know, and that's what makes me think, you know, the market's just trying to gather up all the money it can to pay for the things it needs to. And the governments and whatnot. But I try not to get too political. It's not worth the brain power. Best put towards something else. So, let's see what else is going on here. Let's check out another watch list and then we'll cut this one off. You know, a nice Mfi Rsi, Rocket RSI video. Of course, you have to watch the videos every day to see, because I use a different indicator all the time, and the reason why is so I can understand how they move and how they're plotted. That way we can build indicators through scans and whatnot and manipulate the code later. So we can learn what we can about it that way. You know, reverse engineering, very fun. Okay, so here's a whole list of stocks that should be going off tomorrow, and they are on the daily buy list, so wonderful. So they will be stocks that are posing the Darvis box buy signal on the day, and look, money flow is starting to come back too. So let's bring this on the daily. Bring up our Darvis box. And here you go. So make sure you subscribe. Come over to Facebook. We have a group over there that I like to share a lot of information. You know, just stuff that I find useful. You know, things that have helped me along my way. So nothing real fancy. A lot of them. That was a big one. Alright, well, I'll catch back up with these Darvis breakouts here in the morning. So, happy trading, everyone. Get out there and make some money, and I will catch you in the next video.